Will Berger with Americans for Prosperity. I'm here with Congressman Pete Stauber from the great state of Minnesota. We appreciate you being here with us, talking about the TAP American Resources Act, this enormous lift that just made it out of committee. 3 different committees came together, and we just want to hear from you how this is going to impact, unleash American energy and support America.
Yeah, well, we're very excited. I literally just got out of that natural resources room, helping it to be voted out of committee. It's going to be going to the House floor sometime very soon. But it's really a really good act. It's a good piece of legislation that involves permitting, not only in the mining space, which is important, but in the NEPA space as well, in the construction space. It is going to help. We have a lot of support from a lot of industry, and I'm looking forward to voting it out of the House and get it over to the Senate. And it's really, it's a piece of legislation, Will, that it allows for transparency, accountability, time frames, certainty, and understanding with all people involved in the process, and it gives everybody a voice and like I said, certain timelines and certainty. That's what the industry needs. That's what America needs. And the bottom line is, this piece of legislation, we need to reform our permitting process. This is it. We need to mine in this country. We need to process in this country, and we need to manufacture in this country. This helps do it.
Right. No, you mentioned all the areas that it touches. It really is a comprehensive piece of legislation. As a member of multiple committees, Natural Resources, Transportation, Infrastructure, and you're chairman on the Energy Subcommittee of Natural Resources, you have had a unique role in shaping this piece of legislation. If you could just tell our viewers what all goes into that, just the process.
So, the process for my piece of legislation, in particular the Permitting for Mining Needs Act, it's the Permit for MN Act. And we have mining in Minnesota, northern Minnesota. Mining's our past, our present, and our future. And the fact is, we also have the biggest copper nickel find in the world. 95% of this nation's nickel reserve, almost 90% of the cobalt, over 1/3 of the copper, and other platinum group metals. So when you combine that opportunity, we have the workforce to do it, but not the political will. This administration, put a mining ban on in northeastern Minnesota. So it's very critical that we've removed the politics and allowed the permitting process to go forward in a way that I said gives certainty. We want to mine these minerals and source them responsibly here in the United States under the best labor standards, the best environmental standards, using the 21st century technology, and we can do it. No way should this administration ever enter into an MOU with the Congo who use child slave labor to mine these minerals. If we want to get to alternative sources of energy, we need to mine in the United States responsibly. And it's deeply disturbing that this administration continues to choose foreign workers over the American worker.
You touched on some very important things there. A related component, it seems like over the last few years, supply chain issues have become a regular topic of conversation in American households. And we've outsourced so much, people are feeling the hit at the pocketbooks and at the pump. Just talk a little bit about how this piece of legislation helps to alleviate some of those costs and really impacts people at the bottom line.
Well, we're coming out of COVID now. We've learned a lot during the COVID pandemic. One of the things this country has learned is we have relied on foreign adversarial nations for some of our critical minerals, critical supplies. We can't do that anymore. It's been shown we can't rely on the adversarial country of China, for example. We can't rely on Russia. We can't rely on other nations for the manufacturing, processing, mining. We can do right here. We have to secure the dependency of our nation. We have to put it in the palm of our own hands. The nation is unstable, or the world right now is unstable, and all we have to do is have a couple of countries stop selling their critical minerals or, for instance, their pharmaceutical ingredients to us. We would be in deep trouble. We can't have that. We have to be front and center, lead the country. And we always talk about energy independence and critical mineral dominant.
Right. No, I love that. That's a good way to speak of it, of dominance. Well, lastly, it sounds like this is going to be going to a vote in the full House sometime in the next month or so. How can our viewers back home help support and promote this piece of legislation?
Well, you have to call your representatives and senators and talk to them and let him or her know we need the permitting reform. There's so many people and industry and folks that support common sense permitting reform, and this is what it is. Like I say, I'm really excited. Just moments ago, we voted it out of the House Natural Resources Committee. It's going to go to the House floor. But call your representatives, talk to them about the importance of it, the importance of mining and manufacturing and processing right here in the United States.
All right. Well, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thanks, Will.
Appreciate it.